Thank you very much, Rabbi Calendar. Um, it was an important message for us to hear, rooted in what is truly Olam Tikva, and how Olam Tikva as a community approaches things. I will say again some of the things that you heard from Rabbi Calendar and some of the things that you heard from Laura, which is our commitment to continue to communicate and to continue to listen. We are all in this together. And so we appreciate all the support that we're getting from everybody as we continue to work through some of these issues and chart out a way forward that is truly Olam Tikva's way forward. So this past week, I prepared an email to advise our incoming board of directors that we would hold our first board meeting this Thursday, June 11th. As I sat in front of the computer and began to write, there were, as you can imagine, many thoughts that could come to the mind of an incoming Olam Tikva president at this time. In the midst of this unique moment in our shared Olam Tikva history, these are the words that came to me, truly without hesitation. Reflecting on our future collective efforts to lead alongside our professional staff and rabbi, I am optimistic and energized. We are embarking on a new term from a position of community strength, built upon a strong foundation developed by our past and current leaders, lay, rabbinical, professional, and empowered by an incredible community of committed and connected individuals. We are all Olam Tikva. But before I look to the future, I want to celebrate the past and recognize our community strength and our strong foundation. Our community strength is due, in no small part, to the leaders, official and unofficial, who have guided our community for more than 50 years. On behalf of all of us who have just been installed as leaders of our synagogue, thank you. Of course, in the context of this particular moment, special appreciation is due Brittany Warbell, who has effectively led our efforts over the past 2 years with commitment, patience, and depth, while never losing her sense of humor. No small feat when you consider the external environment in which she served, from unprecedented anti-Semitic attacks on synagogues, at least in my lifetime, to a pandemic. As every past president knows, what you see is only the tip of the iceberg, navigating us through the difficult issues and seizing the positive opportunities. Olam Tikva is doing more than just fine. We're doing exceptionally well. Brittany, it's with that sense of appreciation on behalf of your friends on the executive committee, and in reality, on behalf of the entire community, I would like to present you with 2 gifts. And I'm hoping that Dan has set this up correctly. It has been somewhat crazy term for you, and if you felt like you wanted to have a really big drink right now, you would deserve it. Thus, we are pleased to give you this extra big shot glass, which is etched on one side with the Olam Tikva logo, and then the other side with your name and the words Olam Tikva President 2018-2020. I understand that this may also be known to some people as a vase, which can be used for Shabbat flowers. And since this glass vase will not fit into the Kiddush Club cabinet for Shabbat mornings, we also got you a smaller glass, similarly etched with the Olam Tikva logo and your unique acronym for President of Olam Tikva with your years of service. Thank you, Brittany, for all you have done for providing a strong foundation for those that will follow. And I will note that there's been a lot of mazel tov and thank yous that have been popping up, and I hope that you too are reading all of the different notes in chat. So again, thank you, Brittany. So now, let me take a moment and look to the future. Last year at this meeting, I shared a quote by former Secretary of Defense Jim Mattis, who in giving an interview to an enterprising high school junior said, "I think if you guide yourself by putting others first, by trying to serve others, whether it be in your family, in your school, in your church or synagogue or mosque, or wherever you get your spiritual strength from. You can help your state, you can help your country. If you can help the larger community in the world, you won't be lying on a psychiatrist's couch when you're 45 years old and wondering what you did with your life. I sit here looking at the faces of a community that serves others, who want to be part of the Olam Tikva community and our larger Jewish and American communities. I've learned that what makes serving as an Olam Tikva leader meaningful is that we are surrounded by many incredible people who truly guide themselves by putting others first, trying to serve others, contributing to our community locally and globally. We are all Olam Tikva. We are all leaders. Whether we serve on the board of directors, lead the OT Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts, greet people at the door on Shabbat, provide the sacred service of watching over the recently departed so that their families know their loved ones are not alone, volunteer to help run events, make an extra donation to ensure that we can balance our annual budget, or just make phone calls to members to our community to just check in and make sure everybody's fine during the pandemic. We are all leaders. We are not socially distancing. We may be physically distancing, but we are certainly not socially distancing right now. Olam Tikva is not about me or the other leaders, rabbis, professional staff speaking on the screens in front of you today. This moment is about all of us, our community, and our collective efforts. This meeting is about our community impact, which even during a pandemic includes creating a sacred space for spiritual growth, even when that sacred space is virtual. Supporting and comforting those in need and providing opportunities to conduct the mitzvah of tzedakah. Enhancing our spiritual understanding and that of our children through education at all levels. Enhancing our connections to Israel. Building friendships and lifelong relationships among Jews. And importantly, just having fun and enjoying ourselves. In August 1958, Martin Luther King Jr. preached 2 sermons, one of which was titled, "What is Man?" at a national conference on religious education at Purdue University. In that speech, he said, "The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. I ask you to consider where you stand, how you contribute and participate as part of our community during these times of challenge and during the times that will come as we gradually transition into an environment that looks more like normal than we experienced in the past." So this year, instead of listening to a new president talk about his or her priorities for the coming year, I ask that you take a moment and think about your role in our community, where you fit in, and how our community can inspire you to grow spiritually, facilitate new friendships, provide opportunities for you to feel good about supporting others and accept the comfort and support in your time of need. I want you to think about the personal and family milestones that you will celebrate with your OT community and the sense of belonging you will feel when you connect with others in a Jewish context. I want you to think about the impact that you can make in this coming year, in a time when the concept of tikkun olam is so incredibly poignant. Our community is made up of forward-thinking folks making commitments that enable us to have a place for celebration, comfort and sorrow, education and inspiration, the impacts that I spoke of earlier. We are all Olam Tikva. As I begin to close out this meeting, I want to make sure that I express thanks to all who have prepared our community for this meeting today and helped run it. As Rabbi Calendar likes to say, I am far too wise to believe that I can remember all the names without missing someone. So let me just start out how I began by noting that there are an innumerable amount of people making a difference each day in big and small ways. In this unique time of challenge and controversy, on behalf of the entire incoming board of directors, our rabbis, and our professional staff, we are honored to be part of this community. I will close with a prayer. Yesterday, we marked another anniversary of the D-Day landings. I will close by paraphrasing Franklin Roosevelt's prayer at that time. Lord, give us faith. Give us faith in thee, faith in our families, faith in each other, faith in our united purpose. Let not the keenness of our spirit ever be dulled. Let not the impacts of temporary events, of temporal matters, of but fleeting moment, let not these deter us in our unconquerable purpose as a community. May God grant our Olam Tikva community the blessings of purpose, many mitzvahs, and peace in the coming year. And with that, I declare this meeting adjourned, although I think our Zoom leader will provide a little extra time for everyone to scroll across all the faces and remember that we are today and continue to be truly together as a community. Thank you.